Hi students, welcome to plus 2 computer class. So we are discussing our chapter server side scripting using PHP. In the previous video we discussed about the 3-tier architecture of PHP, PHP forms, then PHP global variables and PHP super global arrays. 3-tier architecture of PHP. It's an important aspect. 3 tiers, tier 1 client or browser, tier 2 web server, tier 3 database. So using PHP 3-tier architecture we are connecting all these tiers together. Clear? Then in this section we are going to discuss the super globals arrays and its details. Super globals arrays, then super global PHP super globals and get and post method comparison. Get method and post method comparison. So there are different types of super global arrays or variable. That means super global variables are present. So we are going to discuss all that variables along with its detail. The first super global variable is PHP $globals. PHP $globals. Okay, this is used to create global variables. This array or this super global array is used to create global variables. So when we declare any variable using $globals, then we can access it from inside the function and also outside the function. There will be no limit for that particular variable. So that kinds of variables are known as global variables. Okay, I am going to write one example using PHP program. Open PHP tag. $x is equal to 75. Then $y is equal to 25. $x equal to 75, $y equal to 25. Then function, I am going to create one function addition. What is the function name? Addition. Then $globals of set equal to $globals of x plus $globals of x plus $globals of y. Okay, then close the function bracket, addition function. Okay, I am calling the function addition function. After that echo $set. Echo $set, close the PHP program. So in this we open the PHP program and I am declaring two variables x and y. X is equal to 75 and y is equal to 25. Two variables, x is equal to 75 and y is equal to 25. Then I am going to create one function. What is the function name? Addition. Function addition. Open the bracket. $global set. I am declaring set as global variable equal to $globals of x and $globals of y. So all these variables belong into global category. So that means all these variables are global variables. Okay, what is it? Global variable. Outside and inside we can use. So after that, okay, I am not returning the result. Okay, I didn't return the result, just to close the function. After that addition function, I didn't mention the variable. So what will be the variable? X and y. So the result will be 75 plus 25, 100 we will get. Okay, then echo $set. What is it? Echo $set. Normally set variable that we used in function definition, it will be local, but here set declared as globals using $globals. then automatically it will become a global variable. So from outside the function also we can call that variable. Clear? So this is $globals. We are declaring a variable as global. Clear? So this was our first super global array, $globals. Then next one, another super global array, $PHP $_server. Okay, PHP $_server. This is used to get information relating to server. Which web server we are using, which script we are executing. To find out all this we are using $server. Okay. So I will write one example. According to the example I will explain for what purpose we are using server. Actually it is used to get the information regarding server. PHP echo $_server, then square bracket PHP self echo BR echo $server $server _ name, server name echo BR, then echo $server script name question mark colon. Okay. $server PHP self echo BR $server server name, then $server script name. Okay. So in all these echo statement we used $server, the information relating to server. Okay. So first one is PHP self. PHP self means we are executing which program, which PHP program, then along with the server name. So the first one returns the file name of the currently executing script. The first statement $server PHP self, it will returns the currently used executing file name. For example, if we are executing sample.php, this program saved in sample.php name, then sample.php we will get. Clear? Sample.php name we will get. It will return the file name of the currently executing script. Then second one $server server name. It will return the name of the local host server. As a result we will always get local host because the web server will be treated as local host. So $server server name will returns the server name. Then $server script name, it is same as PHP self. This is used to display the currently executing script name. Clear? Currently executing script name. For displaying that we are using $server script name. I think it is clear. So these are the $3 function. So $server is used to give the information regarding the server. There are three different aspects we are using. First one is $server PHP self. This is to print the currently executing script name. Second one $server server name, to print the server name. Third one is $server script name, the currently executing script name. So the second super global is $server. Clear? Then next one is PHP $_request. What is it? PHP $_request. Actually, PHP is used for sending data and also receiving data. So the request is very, very important. Request means we are requesting for some web page or we are sending some information to other. Okay, so that is belonging to PHP $request. Here, this is a super global array that contains two contents, $get and $post. Okay, so PHP $request. Request means we are transferring HTTP request. We are sending one web page or we are requesting for a web page. So two methods we are using, $get method and $post method. Okay, $get and $post method. So we will discuss how we can write $request using $get method and $post method. So here I will give one example that indicate the working of $request. Okay. So here I am going to write one PHP program, HTML program. HTML body. I am going to create one form. Form method is equal to post. Method equal to post. Action is equal to check.php. Check.php. Input type is equal to text. Name is equal to fname. Then input type is equal to submit. Type equal to submit. Value equal to submit. Value equal to submit. Close the form tag. Close the body and close HTML tag. So by this we can identify for what purpose we are using this. Using this I am creating one form. The form will be like this. One form I am going to create. What is the form name? What is the form name? Form method equal to post, action equal to check.r.php. So we are creating a form using the method post method, and when we click on the submit button, which PHP program will execute? Check.php program will execute. It consists of name. It consists of before input, here I am going to give one name. One text box will come. After that one submit button also will come. So using PHP I am going to create a web form like this. So the method I am using is post, and which PHP program is executing? Check.php. So I am going to write check.php program. So open PHP. $name is equal to $_request $_request of fname. $fname echo, then hello dot $name semicolon question mark and colon. Okay, clear? Then so when we execute the first HTML program, we will get a form like this. Name, one text box will be there. Okay, just near to name one text box will be there, and also one submit button. Okay, then suppose I am going to type DHSE in this text box. Okay, what I typed here? DHSE. Then what is the text box name here? FNAME. So whatever information we are typing in that text box, we can access using the text box name FNAME. So I type DHSE on that form and click on the submit button. Okay, click on the submit button. When I click on the submit button, the data entered into that text box is transferring to check.php, to our check.php program. So this program is check.php. So automatically that name or that value present at FNAME will transfer to check.php. So what is here? $name is equal to $request of FNAME. So that means we are accepting the value present at the text box to this PHP program and we are printing that value. So echo hello $name. So what will be the output? Hello. Definitely hello will come. Isn't it? Definitely hello will come. Immediately after the hello, what will come? $name. Which value present at $name? $request of FNAME. The value present at FNAME. What is the value present at FNAME? The text that we typed on the text box. What is it? DHSE. So what will be the result? Hello DHSE. Because we typed DHSE on HTML form. When we click on submit button, that value is transferring to check.php. In check.php, we used that text box name FNAME. So what value present at FNAME is DHSE. Clear? So we will get hello.dhse. So here using post method, I am transferring a data from form to server. Clear? So this is how we are executing normal request using get method, or here it is post method. I can also use get method. Okay, so this is the normal procedure that we are using without using $get and $post method. Here I used $request method. Then two more options are available. We can make use of $get and also $post method. So that we will discuss next. How we are creating programs using $get and $post method. So the same program, okay, that there is no change in this name DHSE. Okay, there is no change in this HTML form. Okay, what is the text box name? What is the text box name? FNAME. No change in the HTML program. So I am going to use $post method. So we can like this $PHP $name is equal to, instead of $request, here I am going to write $post method FNAME. $post method FNAME echo hello $name. Then again we will get hello DHSE. But in the HTML program, as a method you want to write post method. Then if it is get method, if you are using get method, what you want to write? Instead of post, what you want to write? Get method. Okay, instead of post, what you want to write? Get method. So these are the two methods that we are using in PHP for HTTP request. HTTP $get method and $post method. Then next one, which method is most suitable for HTTP? Okay, we are going to compare get and post method. Okay, both are used for HTTP request, get method and post method. There is one speciality present for get method. So when you send any of the data or any of the file using get method, the entire information will be available in the address bar. Entire information along with the data that we submitted, the entire information will be available in the address bar. So we can easily make it as bookmarked. Okay, we can bookmark that particular page. Then, but post method, only the essential information will be displayed in the address bar. Then, get method, we can only send 2000 character. But post method, there is no limit. Any number of character we can send. The first comparison is the data remains visible in the address bar. Data remains visible. The first point is, if we are using get method, the data remains visible in the address bar since the content are passed as a part of URL. Okay, whichever contents we are typing, it will pass as a part of URL. But in get method, data is not visible. Data is not visible to the user and it is not as a part of address bar, or it is the data is not visible as the content are passed to the script as an input file. Second one is page link can be bookmarked. Page link can be bookmarked because the entire data remains visible in the address bar. So we can easily bookmark. Page link can never be bookmarked. Never be bookmarked because the entire information is not present. Okay, page link can never be bookmarked. Then data is submitted as a part of URL. As a part of URL. Data is submitted as a part of HTTP request. Data is a part of HTTP request. Fast but not secure. Secure but slow. Then 2000 character, no limit. Okay, so these are the different comparisons of get method and post method. The first point is the data remains visible in the address bar. Okay, whichever data that we are transferring, the entire data is visible in the address bar. So it is not actually secured because the entire information is available in the address bar. It is not a secure method. Data is not visible, it will send as input file. Second one, the page link can be bookmarked, but post method page link cannot be bookmarked because the details will not be available in the address bar. Third one, data is submitted as a part of URL, but it is not as a part of URL, it is as a part of HTTP request. Then actually get method is fast, but it is not secure. If you are sending username and password, you don't want to choose get method, the most effective method is post method because secure but it is slow than get method. Then using get method we can only send 2000 character, but in post method there is no limit. Any number of characters we can send. So this is the comparison between get method and post method. It's very important question, comparison between get method and post method. In PHP we are using a super global variable $global for HTTP request. It uses two methods, get and post method. Okay, so by this we can conclude this video. the three topics were discussed. Okay, so again we will revise PHP super globals, then super global arrays, and also we discussed about the difference between get method and post method. So which method is secure? Post method. Which method is fast? Get method. But it is slow than but it is fast, but it is not secure. Okay, then you want to write one question in your notebook, that is compare get method and post method. Okay, so hope you understood. The remaining section we will discuss in the next video. Okay, then thank you.